starting with Villa, and it can't have taken Brian Little long to settle on the same 11 that did him and the club proud last week. His only worry was provided by captain Andy Townsend, who picked up a hip injury playing for the Republic of Ireland in midweek. Well, heat treatment has done the trick, so the Coca-Cola final man of the match takes his place as usual on the left of midfield. Liverpool boss Roy Evans had a few more ticklish decisions than Little to make. Rob Jones has overcome a back strain and returns automatically to the exclusion of Dominic Matteo, but he did have a real poser in midfield, whether to stick with Michael Thomas or to bring back the fans' favourite Jamie Redknapp. Well, he's gone with Redknapp, and Thomas doesn't even make the bench. Steve Harkness joins record goalscorer Ian Rush and keeper Tony Warner there. Overall, this is the 7th time they've met. Aston Villa have won only once, and that was in 1897 when they went on to win the Cup that year. Maybe they'll regard it as an omen if they win today. And since then, Liverpool have won all their last 5 Cup meetings against Villa without conceding a single goal. Well, let's hope they have a goal or two today. Villa struck through 3 beauties last week. 2 of the men in that picture, Savo Milosevic and Dwight York, were among the scorers against Leeds. Ian Taylor got the other one. But psychologically, Liverpool have an advantage in that they've done a league double over Villa this season, and it's only a few weeks ago since they rattled in 3 goals in the opening 7 minutes against Villa at Anfield. So we're underway bang on time. This Old Trafford's 13th semi-final, but their first for 7 years. Draper gets a foot in there and releases York. He'll sweep the play out to Alan Wright. He's had a marvellous season since moving from Blackburn Rovers. Oh, and a rather nervy clearance from Mark Wright, when his goalkeeper James would have appreciated a touch that he got belatedly. There goes Fowler on the charge. Scored a spectacular goal against Villa in that recent win. Redknapp. Chances here for McAteer to cross it in, but he's surrounded by claret and blue. And now York confronted by Wright. Draper. Well, we've got the marvellous cup-tie atmosphere always generated by Old Trafford. And 2 of the top teams in the country who've been playing at their peak recently. Ruddock clips it up. It'll be a bit far for Fowler, but that was a lapse, and it could have been costly there. Bosnich complaining to Ekiog that he wasn't spoken to, I think. The ball was stabbed out into the path of Rob Jones, and it didn't miss by a lot. What a story that would have been. Rob Jones, who's never scored in over 200 games for Liverpool, nearly profited from Ekiog's clearance. The ball had been hoisted in high. Ekiog, and a bit of confusion between he and Bosnich. Over the top it went. Well, there's certainly an irony in that 2 early attacking moments have belonged to Rob Jones, who's very much a defender for Liverpool rather than attacker. And Villa haven't really got going as yet, but here's Dwight York for them. Drills in the shot. Side netting. Give him a glimpse and he'll say thank you. In fact, the referee has awarded a corner here, so James, well, did he touch it? I thought not. This may give us a better clue. It was always going wide anyway, and surely James didn't get there. Struck the drinks bottle. Corner for Villa, though. And McGrath's come at the back post. Picked up by York. Draper. Lofts it in. Away by Mark Wright. And the break on here, but across came Charles. Collymore off against McGrath. Good turn, good ball, McManaman. He was one-on-one with Charles, and now he rolls it here for McAteer, and the cross is not a good one. Easy catch for Mark Bosnich. But McAteer has provided so many decent crosses this season, you were surprised that he didn't do better there. McManaman was reluctant to have the shot, rolled it for McAteer, and he'd no hope of finding anybody in a green shirt with that. Townsend goes to the hub of the midfield. Wright's ball into York, twists and tries to get away from Wright. Oh, he's brilliantly found space here. Dwight York needs a good ball in. Oh, he's run it out. And that was disappointing because he'd done the hard part so well. Let's have a look. Just tried to nick it along the dead ball line, and it's an eagle-eyed linesman who spotted that. What a great season he's had. 23 goals already. McGrath, towering figure, and the header will encourage Milosevic to charge in against Ruddock. Now it's Draper. Well, Southgate is still receiving running repairs down there. He's getting some strapping applied to his right leg, so that would suggest that he's confident enough to go back on. Players do continue with all sorts of knocks these days. Oh, that's surely a foul by Townsend. And a yellow card is shown to Andy Townsend, who's had real disciplinary problems this season. He's been sent off 3 times in 12 months. And Townsend diving in on McManaman. He'd no hope of winning the ball. And that's a justifiable yellow card for the Republic of Ireland international and Villa skipper. And that signal is for Southgate's return. And Villa may need him with this free kick to come from Liverpool. Jamie Redknapp poised to take it, and Liverpool with 6 men strung across the 18-yard box. And here comes one of them, Fowler! Goal for Liverpool on 60 minutes from who else but Robbie Fowler. Southgate's return didn't matter. And Robbie Fowler maintains a remarkable scoring record against Aston Villa. So typical of the man. He has got to be the best predator in the game at the moment. Bosnich beaten, Liverpool 1 up, and Fowler has his 8th goal in 7 games against Aston Villa. It's his 5th FA Cup goal this season, but he loves playing against Villa more than anybody perhaps. 8 goals in 7 is a remarkable strike rate. And he scores against Aston Villa for the 3rd time this season, and he's maintained a record of scoring in every round of the FA Cup this season too. So Southgate probably wished he hadn't come back. Draper, free kick for Villa as they respond. This afternoon, Manchester United were behind against Chelsea, but turned that game upside down to win and go through to the final. So don't discount a Villa victory yet. That'll be a foul by McGrath, seen by Mr. Durkin. Again, you cannot go in on the back of any player, and he's caught Collymore. I suppose in a way McGrath's slightly lucky not to be booked by Mr. Durkin there. James clips the free kick up beyond Collymore onto McGrath's head. Well, it was the Villa fans who were singing round about this time last week against Leeds. It's the Liverpool fans who are making the noise this afternoon. Thanks to this remarkable player, Robbie Fowler. The young player of the year, as voted by his fellow professionals. And there he is, steering the header so accurate. And that's the reaction on the bench. Well, those Villa fans have been muted by the goal. Liverpool's fans are making a lot of noise around Old Trafford. They won the last semi-final they played here, so they've got happy memories of Old Trafford. Here is York, here is Taylor, chance for him, Taylor, down he goes! Huge shout from Villa's fans for a penalty. Nothing doing from Mr. Durking. It was York who headed the ball on for Taylor, who tries to burst in between the two defenders. Down he goes. And from that view, it looks quite a good decision. But Taylor's surging runs are a problem for any opposition. Yes, Liverpool were victorious here against Nottingham Forest by 3-1 back in 1989. Here we see Taylor goes down again with McManaman alongside him. Seen by the Villa fans as a culprit maybe, alongside Scales, but I thought Mr. Durkin got that right. Still another talking point in an already exciting game. Southgate. Did well to keep that ball in play. Right-angled cross is for Milosevic, and here he goes, and he strikes it off. Dearie me, he could not have struck that more powerfully, and he's clearly been lifted by his goal at Wembley last week. There's nothing on here for Milosevic, but he weaves away through, nutmegs Scales, thrashes the shot just wide. Through the legs of Scales. It's a neat touch from Milosevic, and he put everything behind that. So no goal for Milosevic, but we do have a change because Gareth Southgate, having tried to run off the injury for the last 5 minutes, has decided that it would be folly to continue, and he is replaced by the experienced Steve Staunton, himself of course a former Liverpool player. He'd 5 years at Anfield. He does well to find a way through there where there seemed none. Infield for Collymore now. Collymore looking to get Fowler in. Here's Redknapp, thumps it against Staunton. So a crucial first intervention by the Irishman. And it's very lively stuff, I can tell you. A little push there from Robbie Fowler, who's quite physical despite his lack of inches. Not just a goal scorer, he puts himself about. Ehihog. Lost possession there in a key area, but Liverpool were unable to capitalise. Staunton to Townsend. It's gone very deep. Staunton to Townsend the second time. Not as deep that time. Taylor, Reddick gets it well. Comes down for York though. Here's Gary Charles. Draper will try and find Taylor up there. And there's a foul here. A push by Mark Wright on the back of Taylor, right on the edge of the box too. So Mark Wright, who's won his way back into the affections of England coach Terry Venables, concedes a free kick in a rather stupid area, and it was right on the line, right on the D. Chances here for Villa. The left boot of Milosevic could come into play. Draper also may fancy a dig at this one. Liverpool hold the lead, but Villa have a great chance here. Dwight York stands over the ball. Draper or Milosevic. It'll be Draper. A 1-2, a toe poke, a swing from Ekihog. Milosevic with the right foot. Oh, and it comes back there. Appears for a handball, but that would have been very cruel on scales as the ball struck him. And a smile from Draper, for whom it didn't quite work out. You need more than contouring tricks to break through Liverpool. And Draper's the one who's gone across to angle this corner in. And there's the header. Oh, and miraculously kept out by James on the line. Through his full 6'4" frame in the way there, David James. There was the initial header from Ekihog, and Dwight York going in on him just couldn't get there. But Ekihog did so well to get a header in with Wright alongside him, and James did well to spread the body. Well, this fellow's a model as well as a footballer, and he's improved no end, David James, playing his 115th consecutive game in the Liverpool first team. Reddock. York, nice reverse ball for Townsend, and then it's Milosevic. He's found Draper in space this time, and here's the ball in, dangerous. Milosevic turning on it. The keeper can't get there. Milosevic seemed to take an eternity there with James on the ground, but Liverpool's defence holds firm again. Again, it was Draper and this man Milosevic who caused the palpitations, but none with that cross. Well, you wonder if they're going to beat David James this afternoon. If Milosevic can't convert this sort of a chance, he always turned the wrong way, or he took too long to turn, by which time the gap had been narrowed. Mr. Durkin has had a look at his watch, so he's only too well aware that we are in time added on for stoppages. And anticipate that whistle any second. McManam. Jones. Well back by McAteer, who's converted from a midfield player to a right full back with Liverpool since his move from Bolton Wanderers. Right. Again, Mr. Durkin looks at the watch, waits until he sees what happens here with Collymore. He's got the ball in for Fowler. But surely that whistle can't be long delayed now. The ball is knocked in here. McManaman's coming in behind Townsend. Corner. Well, it was an important run back made by Andy Townsend there. With McManaman in behind him, it would have been a severe blow to Villa if they'd gone two behind. And this late junction of the half as well. It'll still be cruel if Liverpool get anything from this corner. Redknapp with it. And it's well headed out by Staunton. Maybe just time for the ball to be knocked in by McAteer. Will go on, he's got room for a shot. There is the shot! Oh, a whisker away from being 2-0. Well, Jason McAteer, the whole field seemed to open up for him here. He just went in and around defenders but pulled the shot. He scored against Rochdale, he scored against Shrewsbury. With all due respect to those two clubs, this would have been a much more vital strike. And that is the half-time whistle now, and McAteer knows he had a golden opportunity there to take Liverpool one step closer to Wembley. But Robbie Fowler's header has got them on the right road. There's a lovely steered header to Milosevic. Has had his chances for Aston Villa, and David James has used his body well to deny Villa a goal. At half-time at Old Trafford, it's Aston Villa 0, Liverpool 1. Just looking round the two sides, it appears the sides that finished the first half. Villa have already, of course, made one substitution. They lost Gareth Southgate early in the game after a crunching tackle with Mark Wright. He played on for 5 minutes, but then gave way for Steve Staunton. But Villa's attitude is unquestioned. After that big game last week, they might have easily relaxed a little, thinking, well, they were already in Europe, but that's not the case. And there's a huge prize, of course, for the winners today, with that FA Cup final coming up on the 11th of May against Manchester United, who beat Chelsea today by 2-1 at Villa Park. Here is Alan Wright now. This time he's got the ball into York, who nicks it through here. Milosevic, and it comes back again off Ruddock's ankles. And the earliest scare of the half was on the Liverpool side. Wright can't get the ball past Redknapp this time. And Wright's header wasn't the most convincing. James did something about it, and away goes Fowler. He's onside, but the two defenders who get back to cover coped very well. Ruddock in for McManaman. Liverpool looking dangerous at the moment, and there's a legal block by Ekiog. Good decision, Mr. Durkin, again close to the heart of the matter. Villa have had 2 claims for penalties, both turned down. Fowler this time might get away. Oh, that's very un-Fowler-like. He'd actually got goal side of the defender, probably didn't realise either that Paul McGrath had stumbled, and McGrath looks at Fowler as if to say, well, what was going on there? He was away from McGrath, who stumbled, but he pulled it right across goal. Snatched at it. He had more time than he realised. Mark Wright, who looks a little happier than he did when he picked up that injury a few minutes ago. He's back there again, but Draper drives forward. Ekiog, he storms forward. Well, the ball bobbles away off him. York's done well to keep the move flowing, however. Now it's Gary Charles. Alan Wright. And he'll dink one over here towards York. Appeals for handball again, I think. Instead, Draper. It's across for Milosevic. Surely, what a save from James again, right on the line. Incredible. It was Ugo Ekiog, who's no more than a yard away, who couldn't force it through. And James, for at least the 3rd time this afternoon, saves his side. Good cross from Draper. Good header from Milosevic. Ekiog thought he was a certain scorer. James has had a splendid afternoon, he really has. He's a reformed character, David James. He freely admits that at one time he probably drank a little too much and wasn't as professional as he should have been. He's been thoroughly professional in everything he's done today. And here come Villa again, in full cry with Draper. And a free kick is awarded against Jones. He thought it was a fair shoulder-to-shoulder on Dwight York. And again, credit Mr. Durkin, who was right on the spot. Right. Staunton. Villa need a goal now to cap some fine approach play. This is Milosevic. No shot on from there. Every Liverpool man barring Collymore behind the ball. It comes in. Milosevic's header straight at James. Stirring stuff from Villa at the moment. Gary Charles with the cross, and Milosevic. The ball spinning into James's hands, though. And no danger of beating him that time, but this one, well, that was a wonderful reflex stop. He deserved the pat on the back, if that's what it was. Well, the noise is deafening at the moment at Old Trafford. 20 minutes to go. Liverpool leading Aston Villa by a goal to 0. Not been as much quality perhaps in the second half as there was in the first. There's still plenty of passion around. Fowler. One twist and one turn and away he goes. Tries to nick the ball through. McGrath comes across. Fowler could have been a suicidal mistake, and Bosnich just grabs the ball as Fowler flicked out the boot, and that could have written off Aston Villa's cup hopes for the season. Fowler desperate to get in between McGrath and Wright. Oh, and Bosnich just stood up and tried to dispossess him. Very dangerous ploy against this fellow. Bosnich, who's got 2 League Cup winners' medals already in his trophy cabinet at home, once had a trial with Liverpool. Now it's given away for York. But he's got to take on almost the entire Liverpool defence by himself here. And he's held the ball up brilliantly. Now he's found Taylor. Staunton is in the action too. On to Reddick's head and away by Redknapp. To Milosevic. Still, the feeling persists that Villa are just not getting the breaks in the crucial areas of the field that they need. And that Liverpool could hit them with a second goal at any time. Barnes. Oh, lovely ball. Just flicked it through for Fowler. Here's Collymore on the charge against McGrath. And superb defending again from the Rock, Paul McGrath. They call him the legend. They used to do when he was here at Manchester United. They still do at Aston Villa. Now McManaman, he'll drive in against the 3 Aston Villa centre-backs. And McManaman slips it for Collymore. He'll go on and belt it. Ooh, a long way away. Not really had the best of afternoons, Stan Collymore. McManaman fed him perfectly. One touch and then, oh dear, all wrong. It's a good move from Liverpool again, and that ball through the heart of the defence there produced a terrific intervention by Paul McGrath. And you feel the contest is hotting up again for this closing quarter. As away goes Townsend. He'll be pursued all the way, but I'm afraid the cross will fly into the crowd. Now whether another chance goes for Aston Villa. Well, Draper's been an outstanding and energetic performer again in Villa's midfield. Words here from the manager to the substitute Johnson. He seems destined to appear before very long. Foul. McAtee. McManaman again. That's Barnes on his left, and here is John Barnes now. Trot on the ball, and then decided to hit the shot. Oh, magnificent strike from John Barnes, and that would have been curtains for Aston Villa. Another 6 inches. Terrific strike from the former England man. And John Barnes, who has got goals in the past against Aston Villa in the FA Cup, desperately unlucky not to add to his tally. Indeed, he's only got 2 goals this season, both back in August against Spurs. But this is a terrific crack, swerving all the way. Well, the net wobbled, the post wobbled, but the ball stayed out. It would have been a fitting finale for John Barnes' match. Villa are going to take off their hero from 7 days ago, Milosevic, and hope that Tommy Johnson can do something quite dramatic for them. Here comes the former Notts County and Derby striker. Disappointment for Milosevic. McGrath. Time on Liverpool's side and against Aston Villa, but Staunton just keeps that in play. Again slips the ball in here. Dwight York. Certainly no foul there. No complaint either from Dwight York. Seven minutes left at Old Trafford, and Liverpool in front thanks to Robbie Fowler, the scourge of Aston Villa. Fowler, his 8th goal against them in just 7 appearances. But here goes Draper for Villa. Johnson has pointed the way forward. Draper's done so well there. He'll only get a corner out of it, but he really carried the fight to Liverpool that time. Scales again has been truly outstanding at the heart of Liverpool's defence today. Nonetheless, corner for Villa. Can they get an equaliser and really set up a grandstand finish? McGrath's one of those up there. The keeper loses it. McGrath, he can't force it through a second time. He can't, and it's Collymore who hacks it out. Well, James was really in no man's land there, but Liverpool had enough bodies to cope. Breasted down by Jones. 1-0 may be good enough for Liverpool, but they'd love to make it 2. And Ekehod's across. They would cut out all that anxiety if Liverpool did get a second goal. Yes, look at the watch. Not long, we can tell you. 6 minutes. And a substitution made by Liverpool. And one of his final appearances for the club, for Ian Rush, who replaces Collymore just for these closing stages. This man has got the most amazing cup goal-scoring record. Well, funnily enough, he's found goals against Aston Villa very rare in recent years. Not scored against them for the last 11 years. More frustration for Aston Villa. Charles thought his shirt was being tugged. The verdict goes McManaman's way. Just 5 minutes left. 5 minutes separate Liverpool from another appearance at the Twin Towers. It would be their 11th cup final. And here is that free kick. Headed out by Staunton. Here's Fowler. He'll smash it back in. Liverpool are on their way to Wembley. It's Robbie Fowler's season. He's destroyed Aston Villa yet again. Bosnich won't be going to Wembley. Fowler will. 86 minutes played, and that is that. And Robbie Fowler says, take that. Superbly struck from the game's most prolific striker of the moment. He knew where he wanted to put it, and the net welcomed it. Terrific strike again from this maturing talent, who is surely going to become a legend on Merseyside and hopefully in England, if he can translate his club form to the international stage. Well, a few moments ago I said it was 8 goals in 7 against Villa. It's now 9 in 7. So it's going to be Liverpool against Manchester United for certain, unless Villa do something absolutely extraordinary now. And here goes York for them. 3 minutes left. Villa have given it their all, but the all has not been quite good enough. And Robbie Fowler's 2 goals on 60 minutes and 86 minutes have decorated the occasion. And he's charging up here again. Oh, McGrath handled the ball then. McGrath surely handled the ball. Well, he'd have been sent off for that recently. I think Mr. Durkin would hate to have to send McGrath, but there's no question there, he handled that ball. Well, referees have to make decisions very quickly and on the spur of the moment. McGrath's slightly lucky there. In fact, very lucky. 2 minutes away from the final whistle and 2 minutes away from saying once and for all Liverpool versus Manchester United on May the 11th. An all-Lancashire final again. And what a glittering occasion it should be. Liverpool last won the Cup 4 years ago against Sunderland, but they've really found a new hero in Robbie Fowler, and it will be his first FA Cup final. And with 33 goals to his credit already this season, who's going to bet against him crowning the season with another Wembley goal? Trouble here for Draper, I think. Temper's getting a little heated in this closing phase. Always the problem when one side tries to keep the ball up in the corner, as Barnes does here. Now it's McManaman. Can he make it 3? Zoomed over the top via the fingertips of Mark Bosnich. Lovely running again from John Barnes, and a good strike, just denied by Bosnich. And here again, the Robbie Fowler goal, which has sealed Liverpool's date at Wembley. And I'm sure Ian Rush had only been on the field a matter of 60 seconds when Fowler struck that. He appreciates the young apprentice who's going to take over his crown at the end of this season when Ian Rush leaves the club. And we've moved into time added on at Old Trafford. And one last dart from Liverpool maybe, led by McManaman, now by Fowler. McManaman again, pursued by Staunton. Well, plenty of time for Liverpool just to stroke the ball around, do just what they want. There'll be an enormous roar from their supporters when Mr. Durkin raises his arm for the last time in the match today. And I'm sure Villa almost pray for the final whistle at a moment like this. They want to get back to the solitude of their dressing room. Funny how things happen so quickly in football. 7 days ago they were the jubilant ones when they won the Coca-Cola Cup. But they know it's not going to be a double Wembley for them. Away goes Tommy Johnson, still trying to add some verve to the game. Taylor's got up here. And if this goes dead, it'll be a corner, but Ruddock should keep it in. Tortuous moments for Villa and their supporters. All eyes on Mr. Durkin. But it looks as though Robbie Fowler has done the business for Liverpool yet again. It's a free kick, it's not the final whistle. In fact, it's not. Mr. Durkin says play on. I think he was going to give a free kick, but he decided not to do so. And one last break on here for Liverpool. The ball is played forward for McManaman, and he'll race in on goal. And there are 2, there are 3 in the middle. Can they make it 3? McManaman, McAteer, 3-0 it is. And it can't be more comprehensive than that. The game was already over, but Villa were torn apart by the counter from Steve McManaman, and Jason McAteer pops it in for his third FA Cup goal. Liverpool versus Manchester United beckons, a mouth-watering prospect. Put on a plate, McAteer accepted it. And it's a little cruel on Aston Villa. A repeat of last week's scoreline at Wembley. This week they're on the wrong end of it. And the goal came in time added on. And Mr. Durkin awards Villa a free kick here on the edge of the Liverpool penalty area for Reddick's challenge on Johnson, which is purely academic. And I think they'd even find it hard to celebrate a goal if they got one now, Villa. There is no worse time to lose than in an FA Cup semi-final. But they'll keep plugging away and hope they can just get something out of an afternoon that's gone horribly wrong in the end for them. Well, they've half a dozen players. This will be Johnson. Oof, wonderful save from James, who's destined not to be beaten today. He takes the salute. That was a fabulous stop because it was venomously struck. It flew off Ruddock's head, and James still managed to keep it out. Well, there was a feeling somehow at half-time that James wasn't going to be beaten today, that Villa were destined to get nothing from this match, and that feeling persists. Reddick's on his way to Wembley too. He played in the Coca-Cola final last season, and he's going there again, thanks to Robbie Fowler, who struck his 32nd and 33rd goals of this marvellous season. And he's really punished Aston Villa again. I don't know what he's got against them, but he's scored against them for the third time this season. Brian Little manages a smile. He knows it wasn't his day, it was this lad's day. And Robbie Fowler is becoming a real folk hero on Merseyside, with 9 goals in 7 appearances against Aston Villa. And even their players, Dwight York, still managing a smile too. They'll be in Europe next season. Liverpool with 2 goals from Robbie Fowler, 1 from Jason McAteer, and a stupendous performance at times from that man David James. Have booked to date at Wembley Stadium. John Barnes will lead them out against Manchester United in the FA Cup final on May the 11th. Villa have taken defeat graciously, but how they must hate the side of this man. But Robbie Fowler's goals have taken Liverpool through to Wembley. The FA Cup final will be Liverpool against Manchester United. The final score at Old Trafford, Liverpool 3, Aston Villa 0.